Hey guys, it's me Tilly, and today I'm back with another gearing guide for Vindictors. I'm sorry for there not being a cam today, but trust me, I did wave at you as I always do. So, the slot that I want to talk about today is the Artifact, and if you're a new player, you've probably never heard of Artifact. And if you're a veteran player, or if you're already farming for yours and maybe you already got it like a few days ago or so, you'll probably have some Vietnam War-like PTSD whenever I mention Artifact, so I'm sorry. For all new players, what are artifacts? Artifacts are basically activatable items that give you like some cool effect. You go to the exchange shop, to the seal shop, and then to Triumph Metals right here. You will be able to see a list of all of the artifacts that are available. And some of them actually have a greater version to them, which is basically just a better version. There's a lot to choose from, but basically it only really comes down to three: the Greater Werewolf Paw, the Greater Succubus Fang, and the Greater Mysterious Cat Statue. I'll start with this one because it's the easiest to explain. It has a 70-second cooldown, and whenever you activate it in battle, you will gain 250 SP, which for classes like my Orisha is really handy because it allows me to do my mana swap right when I spawn into a battle. The Greater Succubus Fang is also really easily explained. Like, there's a lot of text, a lot of numbers, but what you gotta know is you use it and you'll get a buff that lets you life leech. Basically, whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you will get healed for a percentage of the damage you deal, up to a maximum of 7k. It doesn't read anything about the maximum, but trust me, there is a cap on how much you can regain per usage. The Werewolf Paw is technically also not really difficult. There's just a bunch of numbers again, I'll guide you through them. It has a 2-minute cooldown, it lasts for 30 seconds, and it just increases your attack speed. It reads something about 20%, which you gotta know is not 20 points. So if I used the 20% Werewolf Paw on my Orisha, which has 86 attack speed, I would not be at 106, I would be at like 120. Don't ask me how that is math, but yeah, that's kind of how it works. It's really, really good for classes that rely on attack speed to get their combos done. Silas, Scythe Eevee, Fiona, Aira. If you're any of these classes, pick them up. Basically, the Succubus I really only suggest you do if you really need more healing than the 15 potions that the game allows you to bring into Redeemer battles. Other than that, it's either gonna be the Greater Werewolf Paw or Cat Statue, I'm sorry. Again, if you're Orisha, if you're Dahlia or something like that, probably the Statue. If you're anything that's scaling off of attack speed, probably Greater Werewolf Paw. If you are playing a class that I didn't mention already, feel free to spam the comments, join the Discord, ask in the help channel, ask friends in chat in the game. Like, make sure before you do a purchase that you are guaranteed getting the one that is most suitable for your character. Because what I was doing, when I started playing, I got the Werewolf Paw for 300, and I low-key regretted it because I needed to farm again for the Cat Statue. So now that we know what artifacts are, let me actually explain you how you get them. And as you see, you need Triumph Metals, right? Triumph Metals are basically the PvP currency of Vindictors. And as some of you might know, there's not really a big PvP scene. So how do you actually get them? The most obvious one, obvious as I said, is just doing PvP. There's like once every blue moon people actually doing death matches or siege matches. So if you're lucky enough to snipe these, definitely join them if you still need an artifact and you see people ask for join free match, join siege match in Megaphone, definitely do it. It's like an easy way of getting your medals. There's also the arena, which is basically a 1v1, and as you can see right now, it's actually a pretty good example right now. Shout out to anybody who's doing seal trading at 4:30 AM. But yeah, basically what you want to do is, the arena is a 1v1 place where per player, per channel, you have a 5-minute cooldown of the seal that you can get. Whenever you win a duel, you get one seal. But again, you can't really just grind one player out. As I just said, you have a 5-minute cooldown. So what you need to do, if it's only the two of them, and what you might be able to see in just a second, Player A wins, and then the second match player B wins. After that, they have to leave the channel, which is basically like a dungeon. So you have to load back to this town, and then back into channel 2, and then they go again. Player A wins, and in the second match, player B wins. And then they keep cycling through these channels. If you are more than 2 players, if you're like 6, I think you can join one channel and indefinitely stay in that one. So that's like a huge quality of life for you. You find more players. Let's update once. Now they're still in this. So cool. And this is like the intended way you get Triumph medals. But as I just said, PvP is not really a thing, and trading it can be kind of boring to do. So here are all the ways that you can get them as well. The first one is actually if you start playing the game and you will spawn in the inn, right? You talk to the strange traveler, which I'll do right now. On the warm welcome right here. And these 3, the first, second and third secret boxes, whenever you open them, don't quote me on it. I don't know if all 3 of them, but you can get Triumph medals from these. That's just by chance, right? But again, you should be buying these anyways. So that's like your first duty of the day. And then the second one that you can be doing is actually going back to the exchange shop. You will notice that on the today's tickets, there is 1 Triumph medal for 1 ticket, and that's a noob bait. Don't ever do that. Only redo it if, I don't know, if you're missing 1 medal and you really can't wait for the next day, maybe. But don't dump all of your daily tickets in this, it's a bait. Let me actually mention at this point, I'm sorry, to backtrack. You can only grind 70 of these Triumph medals per week in the actual PvP content. So that's pretty yikes. I think it resets on Saturday, but again, don't quote me on it, please. Let's actually go through all of the other ways you can get them. So basically, if you go to the guild seals, you scroll all the way down. You can buy 3 of them per day for 10 guild seals each. Definitely only do this once you got the premium enhancement rune, once you got your Estira weapon to +11. If you don't need the rune, definitely start using your medals on Triumph medals right here. The next one is the Festival Gold Trophy, and that is what you get whenever you do the Alban Festival. You will again get 10 Triumph medals right here. And you can get 2 of these medals right here. If you press G, Alban Festival, there are Spear and Wallmaster, which both conclude 20 waves that you have to complete. And in my opinion, like, Wallmaster is actually fun to do, and I actually did it sometimes on stream. The Wallmaster is a bit too hard for me, so I can't be bothered. If you really need your artifact as soon as possible though, you get 10 Triumph medals per week per activity, so 20 in total technically if you're doing the Alban Festival. So the next way, again, is a chance-based one. If you go over here to the incineration, I'll actually just dump some stuff in to show you, maybe we are lucky. The best thing to incinerate are these boss materials that you will never need. I'll just throw in 1 stack and hope that we get a Triumph medal, because that would be really cool for the video. We got gold, unlucky. But trust me when I say, we can roll for a bit. They can roll these Triumph medals, which again is not really a reliable source of income. And it's definitely not that you should be aiming for, but if you're a new player, it might actually be worth it for you to incinerate these instead of selling all of these materials to the vendor. Because technically, what I would recommend you do is you selling these to the vendor for guaranteed money. Because whenever you incinerate them, you lose a percentage of what they are worth. But if you're still in need of your artifact, it's definitely worth it to lose some money for the chance of getting these medals. And I think we're out of stuff to burn and we didn't get any. So that's a yikes. The next one is actually located in the guild house, and I will load into it real fast. I hope our loading time will not screw us over all too bad. I can already explain though, because there's a vending machine which will allow you to pull a seal every 8 hours. And I think you have to pay 500 gold, so even for new players, that's like no gold whatsoever. And you can get Triumph medals from these as well. Just like the secret boxes and the incineration, this is highly chance based. So don't expect to get like a daily boost of medals if you do these, but you can certainly get some, and they can stack up. So you didn't get lucky here. There's one last thing that I need to mention, and it's if you go to the temporal missions and you go to weekly, one in the bottom. I'm not doing it because I can't be bothered, but if you are a new player, this is actually worth doing. 30 battles of the day, and you'll get a sealed destiny box, which will contain 10. And that's again a weekly for 10. If you do this weekly, as well as the Alban Festival weeklies, that's basically 30 Triumph medals per week that you could be farming. And for some classes, believe me when I say, it's actually worth to spend time into grinding for the artifact, because if you've never used one you wouldn't know, but they are a huge boost for your sometimes quality of life, sometimes damage, sometimes they keep you alive in redeemers if you need more than 15 potions. Yeah. Okay, so basically I lied to you. There's one last way that you get the Triumph medals, but I don't necessarily need to explain it because you'll get them along the way. Whenever you do finish an episode in Season 3, in the level 90 areas, you will get a episode reward box, which does contain a few of these seals. So there you go. I think it's like 50 that you get just from doing the story, because you need to do the story, right? For your Dullahan and for your accessories. There's one last thing that I want to mention. For all the potential whales out there, there is actually a premium item in the supply depot that will double all of the seals that you get from PvP activity. If you click on battle, if you scroll down a bit, it's the Seal of Honor Potion ×2 right here. If you are lucky, if there's a lot of free matches going on, if you actually found a friend to trade seals with, right? If you maybe start playing the game with a friend, and both of you want the artifacts, and both of you have like, I don't know, too much money left, you can technically buy one of them. It is the equivalent of €6 or $6. Or if we're talking about gold in game on EU right now, it would be like 24 million. I would stay away from it because as a new player you have like way better ways of spending your money, but again, if money is not a problem for you, if you just want to get it done, there you go. So yeah, this was already the video for today. I hope it was any helpful to you. I hope, I don't know if I explained it enough, but the artifacts are an important part of your gear. So that's why I'm trying to make this video, to get people A, to know about them, and B, also get some tricks to maybe speed it up. And if you have any questions left, maybe like which one to pick, again, down in the comments below. There's gonna be links to my Twitch, as well as my Discord as well, down below in the description. So definitely check these two out if you have any question regarding today's or like any topic. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it as always. I can't wait for Tuesday for the next update, new events. It's gonna be hype. And I'll probably have my next video out on that day. So yeah, have a great day, have a great night, whatever time of day it is for you, and see you around.